Okay, so I've had a hell of a time trying to make any progress with this. So this thing, I don't know what this started out life as, but the profile right here is circular or semicircular. It's not, V-shaped like a pulley. So I've been trying to find a piece of carbide tooling laying around that will cut the profile that's narrow enough to get in there, trying to get a tool post that will allow me to come back far enough with the tool, with the geometry of the cross slide and compound and everything that the Hindi has. This thing's only 8 inches in diameter, but the Hindi has always felt like it's limited as far as the height between here and the center line of the workpiece. So it always felt kind of limiting in that regard in comparison to the Logan. I don't know if it's just my perception or what. I don't know if they built old lathes to different geometry, different to operate in with different types of materials, yada yada yada. But at any rate, I finally found a piece of carbide that would work. I was trying high-speed steel initially, but I was just dolling it. I don't think this stuff is that hard, but in all fairness, I wind up getting inexpensive high-speed steel from Amazon anyways. I haven't bothered to get any of the, the nicer cobalt stuff yet, so that could possibly be part of my problem. But at any rate, the issue that I've wound up with is I've blown the angle that I have my compound set to try and cut the V grooves of the pulley itself. I remember having this problem the last time I got around to doing a pulley. I wasn't able to find, or at least wasn't readily able to find, the degrees that I needed to set to cut a pulley. So I've already got that goofed up. I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit farther and then go back in, go a little deeper, go back in with the cutter, with the compound set at the right angle to get me there. So it's just been a frustrating evening. Luckily, the shining part of the day was I went and got Godfather's Pizza in Lima, so that kind of makes everything a little bit better. But yeah, anyways, definitely a little on the frustrated side with this thing, but it's my own fault. Not having the right tooling at my disposal, not having the right information lined up, at the get-go. But at any rate, so that has limited my progress tonight. But I at least want to show you guys what this is going to wind up being if I ever get my shit together. So, I'll pop this out of here real quick. Oh, and there was the other thing. Trying to work this, trying to rotate the knob for the compound with, those has been a train wreck. It just slips right off of this crappy plastic, or what's left of this crappy plastic handle. So, I had to go to a set of leather work gloves to be able to, even grip the damn thing. So, anyways, it's just been one of those days, or at least one of those evenings. But at least the initial project, the start of this thing came out really well. Getting this board out worked extremely well. I mean, way better than what I anticipated. Once I had this slug out of the center of it, once I was able to get that hole sawed out, I was able to go through, the next I don't know, half-inch or so of material with a piece of carbide that I had, laying around here. It's the first time I've had the opportunity to actually use the power feed on this thing. So, there again, it took me some experimenting to find a speed setting that I could live with, but even at that, it was like, 5 thousandths depth of cut at a time. So, and maybe I didn't have the RPM set right, but that's all right. I got through it. That is not a complaint by any stretch of the imagination. So let me take you over to the mill, and I'm going to show you the purpose or how this thing is supposed to be situated. So, sorry, it's started raining again today, so I'll be coughing my head off for the next few days. Okay, so the idea is this pulley is going to bolt through, the pulley is going to bolt through the back of the clutch drum and thread into this, the actual pulley itself. Now I'm going to have to shim it off a little bit here, half-inch or so, to clear this ridge right here. But that is the whole purpose behind this. And I need to keep a little bit of space so that I can still access these two oil ports. So that's kind of the catch right there, or one of the catches. Plus, this has a funny angle to it and slopes. It has a funny profile that I wouldn't be able to just easily put a pulley on there. And that's, even if it wasn't going to cover up these, which I definitely can't let those be covered up. So I'm figuring before it's all said and done, depending on how much clearance I wind up with, I might wind up cutting a little bit of a radius out here on an angle so that I can more easily access those two oil holes. So anyways, this is what all the hubbub is about, and one of these days I will get my angle situated correctly, and I'm probably going to start hunting for a piece of carbide tooling that's going to be better for making pulleys in the future, because, well, clearly I'm going to wind up doing silly shit like that. So I'm going to need something for it. The interesting thing is they had several of these out at Century, and now I'm starting to wish that I would have picked up more of them, because I could kind of see this being helpful in the future for other oddball pulleys that I might want to make. Because, I mean, the stuff cuts great once I get a piece of carbide on it, and it's just the high-speed steel. It doesn't like the high-speed steel, it seems like, or at least, like I said, the cheap stuff that I've been using. So anyways, hopefully I'll be back on this a little bit more tomorrow and have some actual real progress to show you guys. So that's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to go bang my head against the wall for a while.